I'm an EMT, but I'm also human. I first thought about what it meant to be a professional, and I imagined someone perfectly calm, unemotional, unshakable. Someone who never faltered, never misstepped, and never let anyone know what they were feeling. I learned that definition pretty early, not because anyone said it out loud, but because it was awarded. The people who were praised were the ones who kept their voices steady, kept to themselves, and let their face speak for who they were. And I internalized that. If you feel too much, you're weak. If you show it, you're unprofessional. And for a long time, I tried to live up to that. I taught myself how to shallow my voice, how to keep my face smooth, and not let anyone know what I was feeling. On the outside, it looked like control, but on the inside, I was shrinking. But becoming an EMT changed something in me. I watched people die. For the first time, it happened in a hospital. An older lady was just sitting and talking to the nurse. It was repetitive, quiet, normal. The hospital room felt ordinary in the way that they usually do. She was present, there, almost forgettable. The only thing in the room was her presence. She carried the room. There were small signs of life. The voice, the rise and fall of her chest. The quiet certainty she was with us. But then all of a sudden, something changed. Voices moved faster, people started running around. But it wasn't the urgency that got to me. It was the disbelief. There was no gradual change. Someone who was with us no longer was. While I wasn't the one leading the response, I was close enough to feel the weight of it. Close enough to feel time stretch and compress. Close enough to realize the weight of my first death would leave something behind. Now, what defined that day for me wasn't a single action or decision. It was the way the people in the room held themselves. They were quiet, they were patient, and they didn't rush. They were human. They stayed steady. And they kept on going with the obligation to. And a friend told me a story once. A story where him and a partner were driving back to the station after a traumatic scene. And just like that lady, he had experienced something too. The ambulance was rolling down the street, back, just continuous. The road almost seemed never ending. The lights were passing by, bright and yellow, while also dipping into the darkness between them. The only thing that he could think of was nothing. His mind was empty. He didn't know where to go. Now suddenly, his friend reached over and placed a hand on the steering wheel. That moment was small, but noticeable. It changed the way he thought. He wasn't just waiting, he was there. It was small, yet there. And now that moment changed who he was as a person. He began to start speaking. He spoke up in a way that words don't. There was nothing that words could organize in that situation. And now this doesn't just happen to EMTs. This happens to all of us. Sometimes there's friends in distress, family members who are down after a sad evening. And we need to step up. We have to be there. We have to have a call to action and a moment of emotionality. Professionalism isn't just emotional armor. It's intelligence. It's not incompetence, it's presence. Now when people are down, we have to step up, because EMTs won't be there all the time, and neither will medical professionals. Now I say this to you to keep this in mind. I ask you to take a knee, look everybody in the eye, be there, and stay human. Thank you.